Welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. Hope you're having a great day, and I'm glad you've joined me for a delicious recipe today. One day last week, Miss Annie and I met the sweetest lady, and she gave us some delicious recipes. Actually, she brought us a whole container of her homemade cookies, and y'all, they were so good. And I'm going to share that recipe with you today. Her name is Valerie Holt, and she's from Georgia. And I mean, so sweet. It was just like we had known her forever. But the recipe is called an oatmeal cranberry toffee cookie. Actually, she said you can use dried cranberries, dried cherries, raisins. But I'm using cranberries because I've told you before Harold loves dried cranberries. And the recipe says to take 2 sticks of butter, and the butter is softened, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And to that, let me just get this off the side a little bit. But to that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of light brown sugar that I've already measured, and 3/4 cup of white sugar. And we're going to just mix that together. Turn it up. I think I've told you also that Harold would rather have cookies than cake or pie any day. I love cookies too. I love a good cookie, and this was so good when she brought them. But now I'm going to take 1 egg, and I'm going to put it in here because y'all will get on to me if I just break it into the mixing bowl. That's 1 egg, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And let's mix that. Make sure that this that's on the side is down in there. And get it off my spatula. Now, her recipe says 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, so I have 1 cup right here. And I also have a 1/2 cup Let me get this out of our way. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. A 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now my butter, I use salted butter. You can use unsalted, but I always use salted unless it specifically says don't use it. So a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt is not a lot to add. Didn't quite, okay. Now, I'm going to add 1 1/2 cups of quick cooking oats. But while I'm measuring, I'm just going to mix this a little bit. Now we're going to stir the remainder of the ingredients with a spoon. I'm going to move this out of the way maybe. I'm over here. Okay. I'm still having trouble with my above camera, so I'm just going to try to show you from this one. I don't know what the problem is, but Angela says we're going to return it and have them send us another one. You know, you pay too much for these cameras not to work. Started off working, but then it quit. Okay. Now, we're going to add 1 cup of dried cranberries. Craisins, that's what dried cranberries are. So, I'm going to add this. One cup of milk chocolate bits. You can use semi-sweet if you'd like, but I like the milk chocolate. Okay. And the last thing is a cup of the Heath Toffee bits. Now, her cookies were absolutely delicious, and I think you'll agree with me if you try this. See, that's what it looks like. They're just real small, so I'm going to put those in there. I'm going to take a wooden spoon because it's pretty sturdy to mix all this together. I know you don't think you can, but I can smell how good this smells even before it bakes. Now you're going to take a cookie sheet, and she said a greased cookie sheet. A lot of recipes says ungreased. But if you can see, I'll try to hold this where you can see. But it's mixed pretty good. Okay, I sprayed my baking sheet with just some vegetable oil spray, and I think I'm gonna spray this a little bit, and then we'll start putting them on our sheet. Okay, sprayed it. And I'm just going to put, that makes a big cookie. But her cookies were big, dropped by tablespoons, and I think this is a tablespoon. I think this is going to make a good many cookies. I don't know exactly how many, but I'll tell you how many when I get them all done. But I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to cook them for 8 to 10 minutes. She said, do not overbake. You know, sometimes when you're making cookies, and I like mine soft, when you're baking cookies, they don't quite look done, but the bottom is golden. And if you'll take them out then, they're really good. But if you leave them, they're gonna be hard. And I don't like a hard cookie. I like them chewy. Okay, that first one looks too big. All right. I put them about 2 inches apart. And I'm going to put this in the oven, and in 8 minutes I'll check them and I'll be back. Okay, the cookies need to cook exactly 8 minutes. And when you take them out, they're going to look like they aren't done in the middle because the toffee in it melts. But once you let them cool on a cooling rack, they're perfect. My above camera is not working, so I can't show you that. But just trust me. Harold said they're the best cookies he's ever had, and it makes about 4 dozen. He probably has eaten 6, and I've had 2. And then Sean came over, and I sent him home with 1 dozen. So I would say between 3 and 4 dozen cookies. But let me see if I can get it a little bit closer so you can see. I'm going to get my above camera fixed, because I want you to be able to see these good cookies. But you've got to try it. They're called Oatmeal Cranberry Toffee Cookie. But you can use dried cherries or raisins or whatever. And the reason I'm calling them dried cranberry is because I used cranberries. But the recipe will be on my website. And I promise you, you're going to love these. But don't overcook them because they'll be hard. And like I said, when you first take them out, you're going to think they're not done in the center. But after they cool, they're perfect. But anyway, I just hope that you are having a good day. Things may not go the way we want them to every day. But you know, if you will commit your ways to the Lord, He'll direct you. If you will just ask Him, show me what I need to do. And He will. Be salt and light wherever you go, and I'll be back soon.